Hello, fellow video game lovers. So today it's going to be a very special video, and I'm going to talk about finally the name drop. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for Wii U and NX going to be released next year. I think it looks awesome. Although I'm more of a fan of the more like full 3D art style for Twilight Princess, and not so much the cel shading from Wind Waker and Skyward Sword. I do think the cel shading looks very nice in this game, and I love how this game really does remind me a little bit of Skyrim with the amount of customization you can do. How Link has multiple clothes he can wear, he has multiple foods he can eat and all that, and he has awesome new attack animations. He can actually jump on his shield for a bit in one of its attack animations. He can use this glider thing to like fly in the air, swoop down towards the enemy, slash them as he's falling. It's really awesome, all the new abilities he can do. He has this random slow motion event, which we saw, I think it was like, last year or the year before, where Link jumped off of Epona. But now we're seeing that in game, and we see that he can actually do that. And what he does this like multiple hit attack combo, and it looks really cool. Some people were saying, well, actually no, not even some people. It was Bill from Nintendo during the Nintendo Treehouse was commenting on how this Zelda is very anime inspired. And at first, when he was saying that, well, he didn't say flat out anime. He said Japanese animation, but yeah, that's pretty much anime. So when he said that, I was thinking, how so? Because every Zelda game that's in 3D has the anime art style with the circular faces, the circular jaw, the big eyes, little nose, little mouth, the anime, face. So I was thinking, then how are they going to make it even more anime? And you can tell right off the bat. The fighting is way more cinematic, way more over the top, especially when it goes into that slow motion part where you see Link doing all these cool, crazy hit combos. That feels like straight out of an anime to me. Obviously the art style being cel shaded, that kind of looks anime. And I love also just how this game reminds me even a little bit of Assassin's Creed with how Link, he can go basically anywhere. He can climb up buildings, he can climb up mountains, he can climb up trees, he can climb up basically anything. Like, this is really an adventure game, and I love that. I love how this is really taking Zelda back to its roots, because that's what Zelda was originally before it went 3D. They would try to let you go almost anywhere, and then the 3D games kind of streamlined all of that to make it more focused on the story and not so much on the gameplay, which I don't mind, but then you're kind of, removing a part of Zelda, which is the exploration. As much as I love Twilight Princess, if you compare it to this game, it does feel a lot more linear. There aren't really a lot of places you can go to. Like, you have the area you're supposed to go, and then that's it. You can't really branch off and go to some other section, but that's what this entire game is. And I love how it's been confirmed. I've been watching the Nintendo Treehouse event. It is confirmed there is voice acting for the first time ever. Legit actual talking, actual voice acting, not just with Navi. Hey, listen, hey, watch out, hello. Not that crap. Or Midna, with her garbled up English. This is legit, real voice acting for the first time ever in Legend of Zelda. Where during the Treehouse event, they were showing off the first half of the game, or I'm assuming it's still. I'm assuming they're still showing the first half, but they're showing like the very beginning, and you hear a woman say, wake up, Link," and then when he wakes up, you see he's in this room called something like, I think it's either the Pool of Resurrection or the Room of Resurrection. And well, for those of you who weren't that good at English class, language arts in school, resurrection is being brought back from the dead. So unless I'm misinterpreting this, and Zelda is going to have some other meaning, this means that this Link was dead and was brought back. So I think that's really cool. That makes it seem like maybe this takes place in the failed, doomed timeline, the child timeline, where Ganondorf wins and Hyrule has been taken over. Because the fact that you were dead and you were brought back to life means that you failed, and this Link had to be brought back, you know? I mean, that's what I'm thinking, that's what I'm theorizing. There is no confirmation of this, but it's called the Room of Resurrection, you know? You are bringing someone back from the dead. This is like the Zelda equivalent of getting defibrillators and blasting it against someone's chest, trying to bring them back from the dead. This is essentially like that, but with magical water bringing back Link. So that's what I'm thinking. Either he was dead and brought back to life, or he was, I don't know, maybe in a coma and brought back, I don't know, something. Well, actually, no, because when you're in a coma, you're still alive, you're still breathing. So yeah, the only explanation I can think of is that he's dead and then he's brought back to life. So that's really unique. That's a really interesting way to start off Zelda, where you technically have already sort of failed, you're dead, and now you have to sort of come back and try to save Hyrule. And you can tell this version of Hyrule has been in a very bad state, in a very bad condition for a long time. During one of the trailers for the game that they showed, you see the Master Sword is rusty, it's covered in mold, it looks kind of dirty. So it looks like the Master Sword has been abandoned for a while. Hyrule Castle is very dirty, very broken down. So I think this is really cool. And then also the woman voice actor says something like, "You must be the light for Hyrule again, Link. You must be the light for us all again." So it seems like, you know, what I'm getting is that he failed and that he has to go back and try to save Hyrule. And this is one thing I've seen people speculate on the internet, but I think it would be awesome if this was the case, where if for the first time ever, the Gerudo were not antagonists, and mainly Ganondorf, he was your ally. I think that would be awesome if we actually had that. This is supposed to be the big game changer. This is supposed to be, for this generation of video games, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is supposed to be, for us, what Ocarina of Time was for The Legend of Zelda back in the 90s. The big game changer that really changed what Zelda was from that point on. That's what this game is supposed to be. And I think that would be awesome if to be another big drastic change, that the Gerudo were for once your allies and we got a brand new Zelda race introduced as the antagonist. That would be awesome. And I am loving the gameplay. I love just how free it is. I love just how you can go everywhere. And at one point they also mentioned how in the Nintendo Treehouse, the game's music will actually cut out from time to time to just let you listen to the environment, the environmental sounds and music. You're not going to have that much like theme music in this game. It's going to be more environmental, and I think that's kind of cool. That really matches the title, Breath of the Wild. This is more of a nature, survival, adventure kind of game. And one other thing I thought that was kind of cool was, from what I've been seeing, in this game, Link doesn't use potions to restore health. He uses meat, he uses food. You actually get to kill and hunt an animal, and then you turn it to meat, and then you cook the food. There's times where Link can actually go to like a pot nearby and actually start a fire underneath and then start actually cooking the food. And I actually saw that during the Treehouse event. So this game reminds me a little bit of Skyrim in that sense. It's this free open world where you get to actually make things to help you feel better instead of just getting a potion. Link's clothes are customizable, just like Skyrim, but he has to get the green tunic at some point. He has to, you know what I mean? I mean, at least I'm guessing. I mean, this is supposed to be the Zelda game that breaks away from every convention of the past 3D Zelda games. So Link not getting the green tunic would kind of fit into that as well. Like, I think it would be kind of cool if this game somehow took place, maybe even, I don't know, somehow before. Actually, no, that wouldn't be possible, because Skyward Sword is set in the timeline as the original Zelda game. The game that establishes how the Master Sword was created, the reincarnation curse on Link and Zelda. This establishes all of that. So it wouldn't be possible for it to happen, but I don't know, like, I think it would be awesome if this was somehow, like, before Link got the green tunic, but it can't be because of, Skyward Sword. So unless this was a reboot to Zelda where none of that mattered anymore and the Hyrule Historia didn't matter anymore and we just got Link as a random ass guy saving the world, not a destined hero, that would be kind of cool to me. And I really just love, like you really need to just watch the Treehouse event for yourself and just really look at the new attack animations Link has. He's still going to have, of course, his classic circle spin, you know, sword swipe. But he has all these new, more hostile, more vicious animations. Oh, and as Bill Trenton showed with the Nintendo Treehouse, you can be a total crazy-ass psychopath arsonist and set things on fire and blow things up around you, making explosions go everywhere. So if you want to make Link an arsonist, you can go ahead and do that. And I love how you can tell with this game too, the characters have more, I guess you could say, like, intelligence to them. The characters actually react more to what you're doing. Like when Bill was going crazy setting things on fire, he actually is near his old man, and when he does it, the old man kind of freaks out. He sort of jumps back away from Link when he gets the fire on his stick. So little things like that shows that the computer characters do react to you. They do respond to what you're doing, and how even the enemy characters are like that, where you can actually like knock their weapon away from them, and if you do, they'll start running after it, trying to go back for it. But in this game, you can actually take other people's weapons and then you keep it. You keep the weapon until you just use it to the point it breaks. And so when you take the enemy's weapon, then the enemy is helpless, and then they just sort of stand there looking scared. So all these little details show that, you know, even the computer, like NPC enemy characters, they all react more to what you're doing, and that just makes the game feel more alive. And I love little details like that. That kind of reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles X to an extent, where for the first time ever in any video game I've played, the enemy AI, you know, animal monster characters you fight, they feel more like real animals. The bigger animals will sometimes go kill the smaller animals, like how in real life we have, you know, predators and prey. You'll have some animals that go swim in the lake in Xenoblade Chronicles X. You'll have some animals just go take a nap under a tree. You'll have some of the animals just go rolling in the grass, playing. Some of them start running around in the grass, just running around the field. So they feel more like real animals, real creatures, versus just this, you know, like in Mario, walk left, walk right, walk left, walk right, kind of, you know, AI, you know, kind of like animation put into the characters. With this game, it's the same way. They feel more like real people, like real creatures reacting to what you're doing, and I love little details like that. And I am very much looking forward to this game. People, in case you don't know, I also like to watch Etika World Network. He posted, you know, his own live stream. If I figure out how to do that crap, I will do a live stream too someday. I'm not sure how to do that stuff. But yeah, he posted one, and someone was trying to get they were trying to basically hack a Wii. I don't know who the hell would do this, or Wii U rather, during E3 to try to like leak a demo of the game. But that person is apparently, I don't know, I think they're trying to catch the person. Like right now, E3 is on lockdown, like even as I record this video, and they're gathering like hundreds of people all into one room. So Nintendo is, you know, probably pissed, and the person is in hot water. They're gonna be screwed. They're gonna get caught. So I mean, I would like a Zelda Wii U, you know, or Zelda Breath of the Wild, you know, demo to be released, but this person took a really huge risk, a risk that, I don't know, was it worth it? Because then when, you know, like now you got everyone, pretty much everyone at E3 in trouble, not just you. Everyone is just standing there, you know. I don't know. I mean, I would have loved the demo to be leaked. I would have loved the demo to be released early so I can play it on my Wii U, but I guess that's not going to happen now. So that's another thing that happened. But yeah, this game looks awesome. I want to know how this is going to fit into the timeline, or if it's going to be there at all. Like, if this is going to be a reboot of The Legend of Zelda, just be its own standalone game. That would be kind of cool to know, like, if they're starting over, so to speak. and they're just going to, make this its own thing and no longer have a timeline for Zelda. That's something that some people have speculated too, that this is going to be a reboot for Zelda. If it does fit into the timeline, where would it fit? Some people speculate it might be before Ocarina of Time, that it might be after Wind Waker, because a lot of Hyrule looks very old and rusty and it's worn down, and that would make sense because, in Wind Waker, Hyrule was flooded. So, that would make sense for it to start to get really old and start decaying. From being exposed to water. That's kind of like what happened with the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty, fun fact, was originally bronze, but due to it being exposed to water and other natural, weather occurrences, it rusted the bronze and made it green, and that's how the statue became green. It was originally bronze. So a similar effect has happened to Hyrule, where it's really old and rusty and moldy. So some people speculate that because of that, it takes place after Wind Waker. You never know. And the Sheikah play a big role in this game too. You find out more finally with the Treehouse what the hell that Sheikah book does, and it's really, really cool. I'm super hyped for this game. Well, I don't know. See, again, I'm not an emotional person, so what it's hype for me is not going to be like hype for Etika. Etika goes crazy and starts overreacting and being really hyper and silly, and I'm not like that. So for me, hype is, oh, this game looks cool, I want to get it. I really want to get it. I want to buy it right now. That's what hype is for me. Hype is this, like, it's like an itch you can't scratch. Like, I want this now. I want this right now. In my room. In my hands. Physical copy. That's what hype is for me. It's like a demand. It's like, I want this now. Not me getting super excited and screaming and whatever. I never was that kind of person. So that's what hype is for me. I am hyped in that sense for Zelda Wii U. Or, oh my god, no, it has a real name now. Like, it's so weird, because we're so used to calling it Zelda Wii U, Zelda NX, but it has a real name now. It's finally Zelda Breath of the Wild. And it's coming out 2017. If I remember right, don't quote me on this, if I remember right, I think it's supposed to come out like March next year. It's supposed to come out early next year. So that's cool. I really hope it comes out, and there's no more bull crap on Nintendo, that it comes out early next year. And that this is hopefully not the last Wii U game. That would be sad if this was the last Wii U game and that's it, no more Wii U. I know we only have, we're halfway done with 2016, if you think about it. We're in June. As of this video recording, it's June 14th. So we are halfway done with 2016. So if the NX is going to come out 2017, then that means the Wii U is gonna die pretty soon. I know, there's been, I think Nintendo themselves have said there's been like rumors that, or not rumors, but there's been statements that the NX would not replace the Wii U or whatever, but when they also said that? The Game Boy. Remember when the original Nintendo DS came out? The original Nintendo DS actually had a slot for Game Boy Advance games. Because back then, it was planned for them to still be, compatible. Fast forward to now, and obviously, which one died. The Game Boy Advance, Game Boy line, whatever, of units, systems, game systems, handhelds, they died. So, yeah, Nintendo's saying the same thing with the NX, but obviously, at some point, the Wii U is going to die. It is going to be, cut off from the NX. And they kind of already have done that. The NX, if I remember right, it's not going to be backwards compatible with the Wii U. So that's it. The Wii U is going to die. So this, I have this feeling that's it. It's going to be over soon, and Zelda Breath of the Wild will be the final game for the Wii U. That's gonna be sad. I honestly feel like this game should have been a launch title. Like, if we had our heavy hitters, Smash Bros, to come to think of it, did they release any Pokemon game for the Wii U? Like, you know how we had that Poke Park series for the Wii? I don't think they did they? I don't know. Anyway, you know, if we had more of our heavy hitters during the launch of the Wii U, maybe we wouldn't be in this situation. Maybe we wouldn't need an NX, you know what I mean? But I feel like that's what it's going to be. This is going to be the last Wii U game. But hey, if it is, this is probably the best way to end it off of, you know. This is going to be the best way to kill it. End it with a bang. End it with what's arguably going to be the biggest, most crazy Zelda game ever. Which also brings back Wolf Link, by the way. The Wolf Link Twilight Princess amiibo. If you scan him, he becomes your partner in the game, where he will fight alongside you, which is even more like Skyrim, so that's awesome. And, you know, end it with what's going to be an awesome game from the looks of it, you know. So this is Asper Gaming going away. I hope you like this video. Let me know how you think about this game. If you've seen the Nintendo Treehouse event from E3, you know, let me know what you think. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.